Michael's Story, Chapter 13, The Institute. The coordinates Michael found led to the northern part of the city, where a medical and scientific district once stood. Even hunters avoided this area, not because of zombies, but because of the silence. The Institute was intact, too intact for a dead city. The windows were unbroken, the doors untouched, and the faded name on the facade was still visible beneath layers of dust and moss. The electronic locks were dead, but the mechanical system allowed them to force their way inside. The air smelled sterile and stale. Long corridors stretched into darkness, lit by emergency lamps that were somehow still working. Diagrams of the human brain covered the walls, alongside charts of sleep cycles and neural activity. Michael moved carefully with two runners. There were no signs of panic, no blood, no struggle, only abandoned folders and dark monitors. In one office, Michael found an archive, paper files. Someone had deliberately left them behind, knowing digital data would be the first to disappear. The documents described phases of the project. Phase 0, theory. Phase 1, laboratory testing. Phase 2, urban integration. Phase 3 had been torn out. In another room, they found personal notes, not reports, a diary. The author wrote about a collective sleep, about a world without anxiety, where people would stop destroying each other. But fear crept between the lines. We suppressed too much. Consciousness is sinking deeper than expected. Subjects are no longer responding like humans. On the last page, there was a name or a title. Curator. Father. Michael froze. The word no longer felt symbolic. As they left the Institute, Michael felt he had crossed a line. Some knowledge could not be unseen, but there was no turning back. Michael's Story. Chapter 14. The Subjects. The information from the Institute haunted Michael, especially the repeated references to subjects. The Nirvana Project could not exist without people, and Michael knew that if he wanted the truth, he would have to find those who had lived through it. In a distant survivor settlement, he heard about a group known as the Sleepers. They were not zombies, but they were not fully human either. They lived apart, spoke little, and avoided noise. Michael went to find them. The settlement occupied an old residential block. People moved slowly, calmly, as if the world around them no longer demanded reaction. Their eyes passed through Michael, unfocused, distant, like someone trapped in a dream. One woman agreed to speak. Her voice was flat, stripped of emotion. "We were part of a program," she said. "They promised us peace." At first, she explained, it worked. Fear disappeared, pain dulled. The world became softer. But something else vanished as well. Joy, attachment, the ability to choose. "We stopped deciding," she said quietly. And then everything collapsed. Some of them lost control entirely and became zombies. Others were left suspended between states, alive but hollow. Michael understood then. Zombies were not the only outcome. There were intermediate forms. People the project had not fully destroyed, but had broken nonetheless. Before he left, the woman told him one more thing. "There was one," she said, "the first. They called him the Father. He remained stable longer than anyone else." The words echoed in Michael's mind. The Nirvana Project had a face. It had a beginning. And if the Father still existed, then what awaited Michael ahead was not just answers, but a truth capable of changing everything. But there was no turning back.